Branson, Lead Hill, Harrison, just about everywhere.
Slow me down and they catch up to me. For he who travels fast and slow. I'd like to settle down, but they won't let me. Of you, it was me, a rolling stone. Down every road, there's always one more city. I'm on the road, the highway is wide. I'm on the road, the highway is wide.
Here's how you can show your support. Email your vote to ioweek1@yahoo.com and simply tell us the name of your favorite Ozark idol. Fax in your vote to 741-4727, or you can mail your vote in to Ozark Idols, care of TKO8 Television, P.O. Box 872, Harrison, Arkansas 72602. You can vote as many times as you like for the entire week after the broadcast using any or all of the voting methods. You can even be part of the show as a performer or audience member by coming out Thursday night to Uncommon Grounds in Harrison for the live television taping. So show your support for your favorite Ozark idol today.
This is just a thrill just being here, getting to sing. Sunshine on the water looks so lovely. Sunshine in my eyes can make me cry.
Between the U.S. and Iran. But frankly, I do not trust that. That sounds to me, not that Iran is planning and prepping for a sneak attack once everybody lets their guard down, because don't think for a second that the United States government and military is going to let their guard down, but to make it feel like maybe they are a little bit. So it's going to be interesting. I don't know. We've already bombed the hell out of them, you know, and that's, say what you will. I mean, but if you're trying to prevent something, maybe it could be a good call. Yeah. See, there you go. So I had no issues either yesterday. So, but anyway, I don't know what's going to happen with that. I don't. I can observe from just the past and things that we've done that are very. Here's the thing too. It's like, while not everything is laid out on the table, the big stuff is kind of a warning. Like, I'm gonna punch you in the mouth. They're like, no, you're not. And then you get punched in the mouth. It's like really how that's working now. This is definitely what I recall in the Reagan years. If you remember when there was the dust up blow up with Libya and Gaddafi back around 86, I think it was, that there was a lot of terrorist stuff originating out of Libya that was like hijacking our planes and stuff. And Reagan went on the television and said, stop it now. And then they didn't. So what did he do? He sent in like 2 F-16s, and Libya shut up for a very long time because it was quick. It was done. It was a quick warning shot. I will punch you in the mouth. And then they didn't shut up. So he punched him in the mouth. And it was just that quick. And then Libya shut up for a good long time. Now, where we are today, nobody shuts up. And sometimes people get punched in the mouth. But other times, they don't. And it's just talk. Unless, I don't know. And then, of course, oh, that's another thing. And it's funny that did not come up when I had the robot give me like a recap. Then again, I did say 12 hours. So I just had to do a 12-hour overnight thing, just kind of get me caught up what happened while I was sleeping for a little bit. That with Bill and Hillary Clinton now being criminally indicted for, what was the official charge? I don't remember. But still, they're criminally indicted for lying to Congress, or criminal contempt of Congress. That's it, criminal contempt of Congress. And for not showing up to testify in the Epstein stuffs. And their lawyers, they kept pushing, saying, no, well, we're going to come, we're there. Oh, wait, I got to go do this birthday party. Whatever it is. But it's an interesting situation. that I don't think is going to be more than just noise for the sake of people to talk about. But I don't think anybody is going to be that distracted by it, because that is the Clintons as the focal point of conspiracy are pretty
with a live television taping. So show your support for your favorite Ozark idol today.
Just take those old records off the shelf. I sit and listen to them by myself. Today's music ain't got the same soul. I like that old time of rock and roll. Don't try to take me to a disco. You'll never even get me out on the floor. In 10 minutes I'll be late for the door. I like that old time of rock and roll.
When I was in school, my dad used to play that song Waking Us Up every time, and he would play it so loud it would shake us out of our bed. So it was from my dad.
Still like that old time of rock and roll. Put your hands together. It's that kind of music just soothes my soul. I reminisce about the days of old with that old time of rock and roll. Still like that old time of rock and roll. That kind of music just soothes my soul. I reminisce about the days of old with that old time of rock and roll.
Busted flat that waiting for a train. I feel a new Father down the diesel down just before the rain brought us all the way home. It's just a song my mom always sang.
And it was kind of an inspirational song to me, like learning how to sing and stuff like that. So we're just out there having a good time, and we're on our way.
One day of missing alone, let it slip away. He's hoping for that home, and I hope he comes in. When I trade all my tomorrows for one single yesterday, to be holding Bobby's body next to mine. Freedom, just another word for nothing but blue. Well, that's all fun and me. Feeling good was easy like home when it played the blues. Feeling good was good enough for me. Good enough for me, my Bobby and me.
Lay down by my side till the early morning light. All I'm taking is your time. Help me make it through tonight. I don't care what's right or wrong, and I won't try to understand. Let the devil take tomorrow. Oh, tonight I'm your friend. Yesterday's dead and
I love singing, and I love music, and live having fun with it, and I sing a big variety, so I like it.
no, I don't wanna be alone. Help me make it through.
You said the way my blue eyes shine, put those Georgia stars to shame that night. I said that's a lie. Just truck that had a tendency of getting stuck on back roads at night, and I was right there beside him all summer long. And then the time we woke up to find that summer had gone. But when you think Santa Claus, I hope you think my favorite song, the one we danced to all night long, the moon like a spotlight on the lake. When you think happiness, I hope you think that little black dress. Think of my head on your chest and my old faded blue jeans.
There's a lot of really good people out there, but I actually had a New Year's resolution to get up in front of people and sing. I was actually, the first time I was terrified. I stood up there and trembled, and now I'm at this, and I just think it would be really awesome to win Ozark Idols.
You said the way my blue eyes shine, put those Georgia stars to shame that night. I said that's a lie.
Here's how you can show your support. Email your vote to ioweek1@yahoo.com and simply tell us the name of your favorite Ozark Idol. Fax in your vote to 741-4727, or you can mail your vote in to Ozark Idols, care of TKO8 Television, P.O. Box 872, Harrison, Arkansas 72602. You can vote as many times as you like for the entire week after the broadcast using any or all of the voting methods. You can even be part of the show as a performer or audience member by coming out Thursday night to Uncommon Grounds in Harrison for the live television taping. So show your support for your favorite Ozark Idol today.
I should stay, I would only be your but I know I'll think of you every step of the way.
Dig this. I found it funny. The lyrics are what are great, and again, they add generative music. Yeah, let's go.
Same old doom buffet. A billionaire in space while my rent says no way. My phone's got opinions, my fridge got a mic. My toaster's got a podcast about the end of life. Everything's urgent, everything's now. But I'm still trying to find my socks somehow. The world's on fire, but the memes are clean. So I guess we're fine if you don't look at the screen. We got the latest update to our daily dread, but the app wants 5 stars before it feeds my head. I'm out here hustling for dopamine crumbs while the algorithm whispers, here comes the fun. Ah, look at us go, living in a freestyle circus show. AI's got a face and it's talking real slick, riding our feelings in a half-second click. And thank God most of it's free, 'cause everybody's broke, including me. We can't afford peace, we can't afford rest, but we got unlimited trials of stress. AI wrote my resume, AI wrote my love note. AI told me be yourself in a sponsored coat. Got a deep fake uncle selling miracle tea.
Welcome to Case Files of the Ogres, the Ozarks Ghost Research Society. Tonight, we accompany the Ogres as they begin their first of 3 investigations of paranormal phenomena at a day spa where some of the guests may need a bit more than a massage to regain their youthful vigor. Plus, you'll learn how you can join the Ogres in the field as well as receive a free DVD of tonight's broadcast as we share with you the case files of the Ozarks Ghost Research Society. you have a problem with bumps in the night that you would like the Ogres team to investigate, call the Ogres hotline at 870-365-8136 and let us know. The consultation is completely confidential and there is never a charge for the Ogres to investigate. Or perhaps you've got a local legend, favorite ghost story, or even conspiracy theory that you would like to see the Ogres team get to the bottom of. We want to hear from you too. Contact the Ogres today by calling the Ogres hotline at 870-365-8136 or emailing your stories to emailogres@yahoo.com. The Ogres hotline is your direct line to the Ozarks Ghost Research Society. Before we go further into tonight's program, let us first explain the Ogre's style. 3 investigations will be conducted at separate times at one location. The method for this madness is to offer the most extensive proof-positive evidence of paranormal phenomena possible. Here's the breakdown. Investigation 1 is blind. The Ogres approach the scene with the smallest amount of details so as not to assume, seek, taint, or associate data collected. Investigation 2 is much more educated in that the team digs into the location or person's past to uncover the true history of the place and compare the findings from the initial investigation as well as test the original findings. Investigation 3 is the knockout round. If after 3 different investigations the phenomenon continues, intensifies, or completely goes away, the Ogres have shared with you an absolute unbiased view into the world of the unknown. And from there, the final conclusion is yours to make. Now, on to tonight's investigation. We'll begin with the team.
Tonight we're here investigating the Serendipity Day Spa and Salon, hoping that Ogres can activities tonight.
Walking into this place, I have felt very at ease, very comfortable.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to seeing what happens tonight.
we're just gonna do our best tonight. Catch you after.
About the house was financial planning and insurance. It was a bakery that specialized in pies, which a lot of people remember. And then the story about it being a speakeasy back in the day, where they actually kept the liquor in the basement, sent it up through the dumbwaiter, and served it from our shampoo room into our styling room through the little built-in door in the built-in china cabinet. They've spotted, well, we had photos of orbs in here, the reception area, the shampoo room, the styling room, and the esthetician room. Now, in the styling room, it was over the built-in china cabinet. In the reception area, there was a huge one. The first one that we found was over the reception desk.
Stuff close to this, so you got electrical running to it, maybe. No, there's no light switch over here. And what is this reading? 0.9? Any sense? I'm getting a 1.0 on this door.
Should not.
I mean, I could understand over here maybe. I'm getting less here than I am over here.
Should not be any activity around through there, honestly.
So I get a 1.3 here. I mean, walk right over here.
You would figure.
Right here in this corner.
Did that.
Right in the corner, right here. 0.4. That's the one thing I was looking for. I was looking for some type of electrical, maybe. Maybe even behind this. So you'd be able to see something. Be a vinyl siding. So you got a loose piece right there where you can actually see if there's any type of electrical.
And you work around with construction, so you're used to sitting there seeing that, correct?
Yeah. Work with this exact type of siding. So there's nothing here.
Up the stairs. The noise was coming from here, and the camera was just going crazy. And Jim was standing in here, nothing. When she'd stick the camera in there towards Jim, the camera would stop doing that.
So it's mainly out here in
And
this.
right here, really bad. It was, you know, noticeable in this corner, but right here it was really, really bad.
Go ahead and try and talk again.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you, Jazz.
No, it's going off on its own.
We're good. We're just getting some
All of
activity.
a sudden, just instantly got chills. I went over there. I felt the actual spot. It did feel actually colder to the touch, like a cold spot. And we went over there, set the K2 meter down. Actually, have been doing some EVP work and trying to get some responses, and we was actually getting responses on the K2.
It was hard for her to breathe. And like I told you, it was that drug feeling when you're just shaky. And it was considerably, I mean, it was cool in there, but it wasn't intolerable like it has been. And she had a hard time breathing. And then we walked into what was the library. It was easier for her to breathe. I wasn't as shaky feeling. Then she turned on the light, and it was really cool back in that far corner. That's why she turned it on. And she's like, "Is there a window over there?" I was like, "No, there's no windows. There's bookshelves." And then in the center of the room, we looked. The vent was off. We confirmed that the thing was off, and it was just really cold in that center.
I'll sit right here. Ricky, come in here. All right, you can tell it's cooler in this room, right? Right. All right. I even had Ricky. All right. Walk up to me. My back. All right. I told Ricky I'm just freezing. He feels the wall. My back is colder than the wall. I was leaned up against the wall right there. He feels my back. And all of a sudden, I mean, it's just freezing cold. And, I mean, I'm like I was sitting right here. This is where I heard something breathing in my ear. I seen something move. When Ricky went downstairs, it was like a clear object. It was right here. There's something at the bottom of the stairs. Why are you hiding from us? There's nothing to be afraid of.
And here comes the time when you get to sit back and gather all the information and go over everything. Right here's not so glamour life of it.
Being the initial investigation, the ogres were amazed at the level of activity captured on both still and digital cameras.
A lot of action take place through all the investigators that was there during the time, from orbs to lights to sounds to basically black masses that could not be explained.
We've seen shadows, we've seen bright lights, orbs, a little bit of everything.
The most amazing video captured in regards to the orb phenomena was these amazing orbs in motion, or zippers. The holy grail of this investigation is the proverbial money shot for a ghost hunter, the capturing of an unexplainable phenomena on camera. This is the case with the flashlight in the library.
The biggest thing was, like I said, the flashlight, which we got on video. Flashlight did turn on by itself. Nobody was in the room, as you can see on the video.
This is the flashlight that you just sat there and seen come on earlier inside the videotape. And to be able to do this, this is basically my dive light. It's not actually made to do what we're doing, but it does have a big bright light to it. But how you basically turn it on is by able to twist this top piece, which is very hard to do in a sense compared up to your regular standard little small mag lights, because basically whenever I go down diving, this is in my dive pouch, and they don't want it to basically be able to turn on by accident. That way if you go down there and need a light, you don't accidentally have it on and run the batteries down. So it's very difficult to actually turn on and off. In a sense, it does have a lot of tension there to it. And with this light was laying down in the floor like this, all of a sudden we heard a bang. And for that thing to even remotely be turned on, it would actually have to be twisted. And like how you can sit there and tell, it has to be twisted on quite far. Otherwise it will do a blinking effect and won't stay on. So it actually has to be twisted quite far for it to actually stay on.
Even though the bumps of the night have a reputation of causing chills, this one particular finding was a bit more humorous. One account of unusual activity that was initially reported to the Ogres was the unexplained shedding on and off of the decorative water fountains. While they don't appear to have a motion or sound sensor, upon closer inspection and trial and error, the producers discovered after the investigation that there was indeed a pattern to the shut-off times, and that with the right pop of the fingers or clap of the hands, the fountains would start back up. According to the proprietors of the day spa, they have contacted the manufacturers in regards to this strange quirk in the machinery. However, they may not need it to have gone so far. During the final phase of the initial investigation, the video cameras had stopped rolling, but Rick and Tim continued conducting EVP work. What they got was rather humorous. Upon the fountain shutting off again, Rick inquired of the relation between the activity and the efforts of the ghosts. Here's what he captured. This recording has not been tampered with in any fashion.
Was there you that did that? Was there you that did that? Was there you that did that?
Well, at least they're honest. This chapter of the Ogres Case Files is still ongoing. 2 more investigations remain for the Serendipity Day Spa and Salon, so be sure to tune in for more of the Ogres findings as we continue to bring you the Case Files of the Ozarks Ghost Research Society. Welcome to Case Files of the Ogres, the Ozarks Ghost Research Society. Tonight, we accompany the Ogres as they return to the day spa that appears to have quite the nightlife. Plus, you'll get to know the Ogres team a little better as we bring you our Ogre Spotlights. So turn the lights down low as we share with you Investigation 2 of the Serendipity Day Spa and Salon from the Case Files of the Ozarks Ghost Research Society. Case Files of the Ozarks Ghost Research Society is made possible by the continued support of the advertisers you see during our show. And with times such as these, it's never been more important to show your support for our small businesses. Shop locally whenever you can. Keep watching local television and tell all your friends. And most importantly, embrace your independent spirit. And join us every week for Case Files of the Ozarks Ghost Research Society. Once again, here's the Ogres investigative style. 3 investigations will be conducted at separate times at one location. The hopes of this technique are to offer the most extensive proof-positive evidence of paranormal phenomena possible. Here's the breakdown. Investigation 1 is blind. The Ogres approach the scene with the smallest amount of historical details as possible so as not to assume, seek, taint, or associate data collected. Investigation 2 is much more educated in that the team digs into the location's documented historical records to uncover the true history of the place and compare the findings from the initial investigation, as well as test the original findings. Investigation 3 is the proof-positive round. If after 3 different investigations the phenomena continues, intensifies, or completely goes away, the Ogres have shared with you an absolute unbiased view into the world of the unknown, leaving the final conclusion to you, the viewer. Stay tuned after tonight's second investigation of the Serendipity Day Spa for a Case Files Extra, where the Ogres experience an unexpected turn from the dark side.
Whatever it is doesn't like us.
Now, on to tonight's case file. After the team's first investigation, the Ogres Alicia Ussery, salon manager Liz Harrell, and salon receptionist Alicia Jimerson have conducted an impressive amount of research into of the location.
Granddaughters of the original owners had come by when they saw the article in the paper about the house being on the tour, holiday tour. And from their description of different things, it was amazing how much of the original house is still intact and unchanged. But when they looked at the bathroom, and Martha was giving a description that as she looked in the door, she said the tub used to sit on the back wall, and around the back side of the door was the sink with the mirror over it. And Audra, who was her grandmother, had walked in one day and just kind of caught a breath. And Martha said, "What is it?" She says, "I saw my mother in the mirror."
Lead investigator Rick Breedlove recaps the evidence collected during Investigation 1 that occurred in the proverbial hotspot, the library room.
On our first investigation, Tim that's actually leaned up against this wall here with the flashlight, my dive light in hand. He just had it just kind of sitting basically between his legs, and he was leaned up against the wall asking questions. Then all of a sudden, boom, the flashlight came on, and that is at the same time as when we got the black mask. And what we did is I actually took my flashlight, set it down here, facing out there toward the hall with the K2 meter in front of it. Probably within 5 to 10 minutes, we heard a loud boom. The flashlight all of a sudden came on, with no one in the room, no one actually up here in the top floor.
Now that Rick has set the traps upstairs, his first plan of attack for Investigation 2 is the basement. Before suiting up, Liz shared an interesting tale about a possible inhabitant of the lower floor.
Rick's going to the basement, right?
Yes.
Okay. The only way into the basement now is through the outside door, which we keep padlocked. There was once an inside stairwell through the closet and the hall, a very narrow stone staircase that went down into the basement. Audra always told the kids that the good fairy lived down there, and that they opened that door because the good fairy would come out and she'd never return to the house. And whenever they finished their vegetables or drank their milk and did things like they were supposed to, they'd always find a piece of candy outside the door that the good fairy left.
Coming up on Case Files, the three ladies of the evening ponder whether or not cold hands do indeed lead to a warm heart when we return. But first, get to know your ogres better with this Ogre Spotlight.
My name's Ricky Breedlove. I'm a salesman at Home Designs and also a part-time contractor and remodeler. My first, what I would call real experience, is one time I caught basically a misty form in between what was then my patio door. And I actually got it on video. It was something that was my actual first real experience, but now every ghost hunter's hoping to get the full body apparition. That's just the holy grail of it. Now, there's only going to be probably 1% of the people out there that's ever going to get that. You're just hoping to be that 1%.
Welcome back to Case Files of the Ozarks Ghost Research Society. Now we join Rick as he ventures deeper into the basement, and Alicia, Liz, and the other Alicia embark up the stairs.
It's actually warm underneath the basement. I thought it was going to be chilly, but it actually is warm. So anything I do get as in temperature fluctuations or anything like that, maybe some activity.
At the entrance to the library room, Liz informed the team of a strange feeling she was experiencing.
Warm hand as if a child's holding it. It's strange. It's like when Aaron holds it. It's not your whole hand. My fingertips are cold. My hands are leaning up against the door frame, like so, and my hand at my side. And all of a sudden, the center portion of my hand got warm, and my fingers were like ice, and it was like a child's hand in my hand.
Slightly under the weather, Tim nevertheless arrives ready to go. The common cold can't stop this ghost hunter.
I do believe that the day spa does have paranormal activity. We're not sure what it is. We're just trying to get to the bottom of it.
After what appeared to be a lackluster return to the library room, Tim takes off to the basement with both Alicias. The trio gets excited as a treasure trove of history opens up to them.
Old well.
An old well?
Yes.
Well, we just found this can down in the basement area. And we found this along with a bunch of the mason jars. I believe that the stories about it being a speakeasy are probably true. Also found a very old shoe. It's like a child's shoe. I think it's a little girl shoe.
That's definitely an old shoe.
Mm-hmm.
When we return, we will go over the findings of Investigation 2 of the Serendipity Day Spa and Salon. But first, let's continue to get to know the ogres better with another Ogre Spotlight.
Like I say, the hard thing is to prove it. On orbs can be dust. It could be a bug. I mean, orbs is something kind of hard to prove, but it can be paranormal because what is an orb really to anybody? It's hard to say. You can't say it's not paranormal because why is this ball of energy out here floating around? That's really the main goal, and get it on film.
Investigation 2 of the Serendipity Day Spa and Salon was a remarkable evening in regards to data, evidence, and experiences documented and collected. Considering broadcast time, the producers have packed in as much of the results as those constraints will allow. At two separate times during this investigation, very unusual technical anomalies plagued our ghost cam. The first occurrence was noted when Alicia was upstairs with Liz, and the other Alicia when she kept seeing a light form dancing just outside of the camera's view. Becoming frustrated with this inability to capture the specter, she got a little flustered and maybe more than she bargained for. Please understand this video footage has not been specially altered in any form. This is real-time footage with no cuts.
Dang it, get on my camera!
Oh,
This way.
that light moved.
Get on my camera. Where are you guys?
The producers would have wrote off this simply as a technical glitch had it not appeared to be in response to Alicia's request. Add to that the anomaly occurred again in the basement when the other Alicia claimed to feel something tugging at her hip.
Right here, my hip.
While neither the team, the proprietors, or the producers are claiming any instances of foul play or other such tragedy, the discovery of the old well and miscellaneous antique artifacts in the basement has sparked curiosity in regards to possible scenarios that may have played out once upon a time ago.
What do you see, Tim?
Big old orb
Over the well.
by the well.
Because I think someone died in the well. I believe someone drowned in the well. I believe this probably belonged to Junebug, which was the oldest son, because that would make sense of the time that she was made.
After the taping of Investigation 1, the employees of the day spa reported to the Ogres a new phenomenon. The window above the door to the massage room, where our research now shows us where a former owner had passed away, began to open on its own. Upon inspection by the team, it was found to be rather odd that the window did indeed open sporadically. During the investigation, both Ogres researcher Alicia and spa manager Liz closed the window only to have it open mere moments later. Another test conducted involved from the report that when one tried to keep the window closed manually, their hands would grow cold. This change in external temperatures of the subjects was documented throughout the night, but the most impressive of the evidence collected regarding the window was the capturing of the opening phenomena on our ghost cam after it had been closed for a significant amount of time after the temperature tests. Featured on the Case Files program will need to be relevant in context for the purpose of broadcast time. Orbs photographed at random will be steered away from as much as possible, but as you'll be able to see in this montage, the occurrences of the Serendipity Day Spa are far from random. This chapter of the Ogres Case Files is still ongoing. One more investigation remains for the Serendipity Day Spa and Salon, so be sure to tune in for more of the Ogres finding as we continue to bring you the Case Files of the Ozarks Ghost Research Society. But before we go, let's take one more trip into the spotlight with your Ogres.
This is actually something that I've always been interested in. Things have happened to me since I was a very, very little girl. I've just always had something telling me that that's what I needed to do. My first experience, at 5 years old, I was in my room playing with Barbie dolls, actually cutting their hair, and I looked up and all of a sudden seen 3 shadows going across the hall. So I followed it through that door, all 3 of them, and watched them vanish through that door. Told my mother what I'd seen, and I'm sure I probably scared her to death. So that's what initially has always got me interested in it. I've seen the full body apparitions myself with my eyes without a camera, but I want it on camera so everyone else can see it.
Thank you for staying tuned for this special addendum of the case files of the Ozarks Ghost Research Society. As all of you are aware, the Ogre's style is to conduct 3 investigations. However, the following case files extra feature is brought to you due to the reaction of the proprietors of this undisclosed location. While this was to be Investigation 1 of the regular Case Files program, the Ogres did have a history with the location. On various occasions in 2008, the team conducted research at the location due to the high level of activity reported by the owners. To begin, the team recounts some of the unusual, if not terrifying, activities they've experienced.
One of the things that I've experienced here is even a big tree actually tipped over, fell on the floor, almost like something sitting there playing a game with me.
Whether the lights are shutting on and off, or
A shadow that everyone is actually seeing, which is like a person. But
Doors being open and slammed shut, cabinet doors being open, and
bright ball of light appearing and just disappearing.
well, one of the toys off the shelves actually was thrown at me.
if there's anything that we can find out to explain these happenings.
They've had all types of paranormal activity up here.
I'm sure we'll get a lot of activity here.
The X factor for this particular investigation was the invitation offered to Alicia Jimerson, who you may remember from the Serendipity Day Spa investigations. Showing an interest in the Ogre's activities, Ms. Jimerson offered a different perspective for the team to consider.
I can bring another opinion, and it may just be me thinking something, and it may not be anything.
With the pleasantries out of the way, the team targeted the 2 hotspots for the investigation. Hotspot number 1 was the playroom, where Alicia had an item thrown at her. Area 2 was the upstairs storage area that also offered up an unpleasant experience for Miss Ursery.
When I walked in behind her to see a man actually hanging and swinging back and forth on a rope. That was pretty scary, I'll admit that.
Little did she know a new terror was lurking. As both Alicias began investigating the playroom area, Rick and Tim ventured up top with the hopes of spotting the hanging man. Although no ghostly gallows were discovered, Rick did throw out a challenge to the unseen specter. From here, the game was on.
Since you like playing pranks most of the time on some people who are here, how about we try this? We have some friends of ours that are downstairs. Is there any way that you can go and tap one of them on the shoulder? Can you grab one of them's arm? Can you do that for me, please? I'm gonna put this in that room for some reason. Huh? That room over there?
This one there.
The center room? The what?
Toys.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you.
Right here. You know, there's no way we could have touched it.
It's playing all night long. That's fine with me. Are you okay with that?
Interesting as the event appeared, it was time to put the phenomenon to the test. The technique plan was for Rick to take the girl's place in the playroom and then try to get the toy to interact with him. Before the experiment could begin, a startling event occurred.
Is the being that was in here with the girls? What?
Oh my god!
What?
It was. Ah!
Where? What?
It was through the window. Yes. Oh my god!
Huh?
It was coming at us.
Oh my god! It was running. Oh my god!
Because we had just made the statement that it was
Whoa.
colder in here. Whatever it is doesn't like us.
And we both seen it at the same time, and we were talking about how it got colder in here, and it come through the window, and it was running at us, and it was very big,
And very dark.
and very dark.
Very-
And, I mean, oh god, and you could hear it, and it stopped right in front of us.
Where'd it go after we showed up? Which way did it go?
We don't know. It was just gone.
You picked on my cousin. You're a coward. Come on, let's do it. start playing that type of game, that's whenever I'm ready to find you. So why don't you do me the favor and come on out?
I don't know, whatever it was tall and big. And
it was shaped like a
black.
person.
I mean, it wasn't
No
one of
face.
it was not one of those just little apparitions where you just see like a whoosh or it goes by.
It was like a
This
solid mass.
After some time, the girls settled themselves down and the ogres evaluated the evening.
What all we captured tonight isn't something that's shocking to me. It's something that just verifies what I've figured all along, that something is here, but usually it likes to just kind of run off and be a little bit frightened, kind of hide in the shadows.
It's grown. It's grown since we've been here. Some of the times that we come up here in the past,
We'd always seen it came straight at us. We even heard the footsteps. So that was a little crazy.
I can honestly say I have a lot more respect for what they do. Seeing it firsthand was an amazing experience, and I'm very, very grateful to have been able to join in.
As stated at the beginning of this Case Files Extra, once the owners reviewed the evidence collected, they decided that the events that occurred posed too much of a liability to the team. This Case Files location will remain unnamed and remain open indefinitely. Tonight on Case Files of the Ozarks Ghost Research Society, the team makes its final stop into the Serendipity Day Spa where the whispers of the walls speak a little louder. Once again, here's the Ogre's investigative style. 3 investigations will be conducted at separate times at one location. The hopes of this technique are to offer the most extensive proof-positive evidence of paranormal phenomena possible. Here's the breakdown. Investigation 1 is blind. The Ogres approach the scene with the smallest amount of historical details as possible so as not to assume, seek, taint, or associate data collected. Investigation 2 is much more educated in that the team digs into the location's documented historical records to uncover the true history of the place and compare the findings from the initial investigation, as well as test the original findings. Investigation 3 is the proof positive round. If after 3 different investigations the phenomena continues, intensifies, or completely goes away, the Ogres have shared with you an absolute unbiased view into the world of the unknown, leaving the final conclusion to you, the viewer. Now, on to tonight's investigation. The Ogres have completed 2 investigations at the Serendipity Day Spa and Salon, each one offering up very compelling results. For tonight's 3rd investigation, the team will share with you the most incredible collection of electronic voice phenomenon collected to date. But first, let's recap the findings from the 2 previous investigations. During Investigation 1, the Ogres were amazed at the level of activity collected on this initial visit, with the most incredible being the inexplicable turning on of Rick's dive light. Returning for Investigation 2, things seemed to get a little more personal when spa manager Liz Harrell felt as if a child was holding her hand. We pick up tonight with the team and Alicia Jimerson of the Day Spa recapping the events that took place after the television cameras shut off the night of Investigation 2.
At the stroke of midnight, just like it was like clockwork, all of the cameras, even the camcorders and the EVP meters just automatically would just keep shutting off. You even tried using a camera off of a cell phone. Everything just went dark and blurry.
Everything went haywire, all the electronics, right at midnight, and it was absolutely crazy.
Later on during that time, I decided to do just, I guess, an experiment.
Ricky had noticed a black mask come over him.
And as I was sitting there seeing myself in the mirror, I seen a shadow, what appeared to be 2 to 3 inches up over my shoulder.
Like it was kind of engulfing him, and at that point we exited the room as quickly as possible.
I had Ricky come back in there, and I wanted to see if it happened with me in there also, and it did the same thing.
He came over my shoulder, and you could see the face of the woman in the mirror, and
after that, Ricky actually got a headache.
And it lasted for probably about 30 minutes, just a splitting, basically almost a migraine headache.
We can't really explain why he ended up in that headache.
And we decided to call it a night after that.
Coming up, the team takes to the hot spots to begin Investigation 3 and put the spirits to the final test at the Serendipity Day Spa and Salon when Case Files of the Ozarks Ghost Research Society continues. Welcome back to Case Files of the Ozarks Ghost Research Society. All of the events that have transpired throughout the first 2 investigations seem to be almost like clues in a paranormal scavenger hunt. While the big reveal of a program such as this is by design supposed to be held until the final act of the play, however, we're not a show that follows convention, and this investigation just didn't work that way. Being the proof positive round, the evidence acquired dictated the outline in which it would be presented. As stated at the beginning of the program, this 3rd investigation of the Serendipity Day Spa provided the most incredible amount of EVP recordings documented by the ogres. First, let us explain how these recordings came about. Considering the history involving what is now the massage room and the storage area below the stairs, Tim suggested that Alicia conduct EVP research inside the small room. Add to that Rick's shadow experience during Investigation 2, the room became a logical target for intense study. Our first piece for your consideration revolves around the subject of a flashlight. In Investigation 1, Rick's dive light came on without the assist of human hands.
All of a sudden we heard a bang, and for that thing to even remotely be turned on, it would actually have to be twisted.
In Investigation 2, Rick proposed a test of the area again with this as his rationale.
Because if you have some spirits of children and stuff like that around, children love flashlights, children love lights, so...
And at the beginning of Investigation 3, it seems that the interest in flashlights continued as a practical joke was played on Alicia.
Now, where's the last place you were?
Back there in the room.
What kind of flashlight?
That little flashlight.
Little black bag.
That little black
Little black magnet. Both you two, Tim, with your camcorder.
And I know why they do it. My hands were full.
This flashlight right here was given to one of our investigators, Alicia, and it was laying in a desk up there in the front office. We was all investigating different rooms. She kind of find out it's sitting behind a coffee. Looks like a coffee can. Just one of those strange things that we get to try to see what happened and why it happened.
The apex of the reference comes during the EVP experiment. Before concluding the recording experiment under the stairs, the ogre's Alicia Ursery commented on a flash of light and was not sure of its origin. Alicia Jimerson supposed a camera's flash, but after reviewing the digital recordings, the first of 2 little girls' voices clarified. And to note, she was right. And if that sent chills down your spine, wait until you hear this next round of electronic voice phenomenon. While the identity of the 2 little girls is still in question, the stories from previous residents of the home include tales of how the children love to hide inside the room underneath the stairs and play pranks on visitors to the home. Alicia was discussing the experiment under the stairs and her role in it when this voice came through. Also during the experiment, Alicia Jimerson was stationed outside the closet door in the massage room and noticed a strange blurring effect occurring on the camera. When asked if the ghost was the culprit, this different voice was captured. This next EVP is an absolute mind blower. Asking the unseen residents what they were doing at the location, this phrase was uttered. As the time for the experiment expired, both Alicias decided to go upstairs where one of the production crew members had been staked out in the library room. Little did they know that he had fallen asleep. Apparently, the first little girl already knew this as she commented on what the cameraman was doing. While the EVPs presented were remarkable, the final piece of video evidence collected was an absolute shocker. We'll share that with you in a moment as Case Files of the Ozarks Ghost Research Society continues. Welcome back to Case Files of the Ozarks Ghost Research Society. As we mentioned before the break, there is one piece of evidence collected that is even more spectacular to some than the EVPs revealed in the previous segment. As Investigation 3 was coming to a close, Tim sat for some quiet time in the salon area, where during Investigation 1, the zippers were captured. He, as well as the rest of the team, were dumbfounded when this final event occurred. Please focus your attention to the lower right-hand corner of your screen. Perhaps one of the playful little girls decided to come out of hiding. The Serendipity Day Spa and Salon has proven itself to be ripe with paranormal activity. The first two investigations alone offer the skeptic a tough nail to chew on. However, Investigation 3's captured electronic voice phenomena surely is to make the most ardent naysayers consider the possibilities. The Ogres team has presented to you the evidence and results of 3 separate investigations. The team has drawn their own opinions in regards to the day spa, but as we promised, the final decision is your own. Call the Ogres hotline and voice your thoughts on this case file, or feel free to write the Ogres via emailogres@yahoo.com. And of course, we encourage you to mail your thoughts via the U.S. Postal Service to the station's address you see on the screen. While this case file of the Ozarks Ghost Research Society is closed, there are still many more case files to share. Tune in next week for another plunge into the paranormal with the Ozarks Ghost Research Society.
Here, there, everywhere. That's where you'll find TKO8 Television's Jim Buchanan. Interesting, informative, entertaining, strange, unusual, uplifting, inspirational. All these things and more await you on this 30-minute television journey that'll take you here, there, and everywhere. Broadcasting from TKO8 Studio C, here's Jim Buchanan.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the inaugural broadcast of Jim Buchanan's Here, There, and Everywhere. I'm your host, Jim, and most of you out there will know me as TKO8's news director. Well, for over a year now, I've been given the wonderful opportunity to meet a lot of great people, see a lot of interesting things, and to go to some very interesting places. And that's what this show is all about, both here locally, there, just a short drive away, and of course, everywhere
thanks to the internet. In this episode, I'll bring you a follow-up report on the fellow we at the office refer to as the Lawnmower Man. That's Lucas Van Ingen, who made a stop through Harrison on his coast-to-coast tour of America on a Craftsman lawnmower. Then we'll take a little trip to the world's largest toy museum in Branson, Missouri, where curator Tom Beck gives us the grand tour there. And we'll wrap up this 30-minute adventure with an interesting exploration into the paranormal and share with you an encounter that was experienced by a group of Indiana ghost hunters that shared their story with the Ozarks Ghost Research Society founder Rick Breedlove. Well, all that and more await you in 60 seconds as I take you here, there, and everywhere.
Have a car to sell, a bedroom set, even a herd of goats? This is Shane with the Boone County Spotlight. We make it easy for you to earn some extra cash by advertising in our classified absolutely free. The Boone County Spotlight is mailed free to every household in Boone County twice a month. It's in the mailbox, not in the bushes. With a circulation of over 20,000, it's a great way to sell your stuff. And since it's free, every dime you sell it for, you keep. So go to BooneCountySpotlight.com now and submit your free classified ad. It's easy, it's free, it's Boone County Spotlight.
When you're looking for a boost, you need the Vitamin Store.
Tell them where we at.
The Vitamin Store is located right next to Dollar Tree in Harrison.
Now what all we got?
They've got the largest selection and best prices.
We'll beat anybody else.
Blue Bonnet, Solar Ray, plus vitamins, mineral, and sports supplements.
Hey, don't forget the fish oil.
And the Vitamin Store has the freshest fish oils in the area.
Fresher than a spring day.
Okay. The Vitamin Store on Highway 65 across from Walmart in Harrison.
Come see me. I make you feel better.
Back on July 17th, I had the opportunity to chat with cross-country mower Lucas Van Ingen, who was stopping off at the Sears store in Harrison. Like most folks, I was more curious than anything as to why anyone would want to ride a lawnmower across the country. And here's that original report. The Sears store on Main Street in Harrison hosted an interesting guest this afternoon. As part of the Craftsman Across America tour, Lucas Van Ingen is traveling across the country on a lawnmower. It's been a long journey so far for Lucas and his crew, with many more miles ahead.
Well, we started out in Santa Monica, California. We been on the road. This is day 63. We travel between 30 and 70 miles a day, 7.5 miles an hour, 7 miles an hour.
What about the man behind the mower? The TKO8 news camera couldn't help but ask about how someone would go about becoming an official cross-country lawnmower driver.
I'm originally an actor in New York, and I auditioned for it. My agent called me up and said, hey, you got a minute? And I heard the whole agent's office start to laugh, and I said, yeah, what's going on? They said, how would you like to audition to ride a tractor across the country? And I was like, are you kidding? That'd be awesome. And
at the end of the day, Lucas says it can be a bit grueling traveling across the country on a lawnmower, but there are some nice perks that come along too.
Sears made this for me.
And now joining me is the lawnmower man himself, Lucas Van Ingen. So Lucas, tell us all about the end of the journey.
I finished on, technically on the 24th of August. I've been went out to Kohler after that to visit with the guys who made the engine, and then I went back to Chicago after that to visit with the guys who designed the tractor.
Well, going straight into the interview process, what was it like traveling across the country on a lawnmower?
It was overwhelmingly awesome. I don't know how to do it justice. I mean, you see everything change so slowly, and from deserts to woodlands, all the way across the country. It's just, but yeah, it still changes right in front of you. You know, it's hard to put it into words, honestly.
Well, going coast to coast on a lawnmower, I'm sure there were a lot of great things that you experienced, so on and so forth. But what was your most memorable moment from the road?
Most memorable moment was gave me a rope at one point, and they're like, "You want to rope a cow?" And I said, "Absolutely." It's sort of like I played around like that as a kid all the time. I said, yes, absolutely. I went chasing after a cow through the brush in his farm, and got pretty close, but tripped and disappeared in the brush and came back, and they're like, first of all, good thing you didn't get bit by a snake. Secondly, good thing you didn't catch it. And I was like, why? Good thing I didn't catch it. They said, well, that thing's 500 pounds or two, and you caught it, would have dragged you clear back to New Mexico.
Okay, not trying to sound like a negative Nancy or anything like that, but with every good there comes a bad. I'm going to pigeonhole you just a little bit and ask you, what was your least favorite experience while you were on the trip?
Least favorite part was also the hardest test, which was really coming out of Arkansas into Missouri. The heat became overwhelming. Probably right after I saw you guys, actually, the heat became just absolutely overwhelming, and I pretty sure I got heat exhaustion. At any rate, I got sick for a week where I was running a fever. Of all the things that I drove through, all the weather and getting pulled over by police and everything, the heat in Missouri was the hardest thing to do. It made the days extremely long.
So the next logical question is, what's next for the lawnmower man, Lucas Van Egan?
That's a good question. I'm looking for the next thing right now. I would love to come up with another kind of adventure. I mean, it's funny. Before this gig, I never considered myself the guy seeking an adventure necessarily. But now that I did this, it just kind of falls into place. It makes sense to me. That's a new world for me. So I'm not quite sure, how to get there.
And in conclusion, inquiring minds want to know, Lucas, will you ever come back to Arkansas?
Absolutely. I mean, despite all the news and all this, everything that you see on TV, at the end of the day, people across the country are really, for the most part, generous, good people, and Arkansas is right up there with that, And yeah, absolutely, I'd love to go back to Arkansas.
Well, Lucas, thank you very much for taking the time to chat with me. I do appreciate it and do this follow-up report. Well, for all of you out there who would like to learn more about all of Lucas's experiences on the road, he actually chronicled the entire journey with a blog and video clips, and you can see those on the web at the website that you see on your screen, or if you're the Facebook type, you can search out Craftsman, and there just click on the Across America button for all to see. Great guy, that Lucas Van Egan, and for me, Lucas's story is an inspirational one. He's a young man with a desire to become an actor, and I don't believe anyone could have found a better opportunity for exposure anywhere. Now, while I personally can't offer you the pull of a Craftsman audience, I would like to offer you talented folks in the viewing area a little piece of my stage. 1 year ago, TKO8 Television and Lone Producer Studios brought you Ozark Idols. It was a fun talent competition that allowed you, the viewer, to handpick the best of 67 contestants for a big show that we held on October 24th, 2009 at the Lyric Theater. Well, now I'd like to extend the talent search again. Now, this time around, we're going to do it a little bit different. Those who would like to come on this show and show everyone what they've got can do so very easily. There's no competition, just simply audition. And here's what I need. If you're an artist who paints, sculpts, or takes photos, please submit copies of some of your work. For live performer types, please send me either a DVD or audio CD, whichever is applicable to what you do, along with the samples of your work. Now, please be sure to tell me a little bit about yourself and what you do. A headshot would also be nice, but not necessary. Now, to submit your audition application, you can do so by one of three ways. First, you can mail in your audition application packet to Talent, care of TKO8 Television, 500 North Main Street, Suite B in Harrison, Arkansas, 72601, or you can email the packet to tko8@windstream.net. And you can just come on by, drop it off here at the station at the address I mentioned before, and it looks to be a lot of fun. And until then, I do look forward to seeing what all you got. Remember, whatever your talent is, it's worth sharing. Plus, you never know who may be watching. Well, another aspect of the Here segment of the show is that I really do care about what's going on in our community. And with this being an election year with a very full ballot and some hot topic issues, I'd like to pose one question to every candidate running in the Harrison and Boone County area. That question, why should I vote for you? It's just that simple and to the point. Each week, I'd like to offer the candidate 60 seconds to earn my and your vote. Now, voting is very important and is our right and duty as Americans, so I'd like to do my part in helping educate both myself and everyone else out there who will be heading to the ballot box this November. Now, you know, political hopefuls, I'm coming to talk to you so you can talk to all of us. If you can put all those signs out, by golly, you can come on TV too. Okay? Okay. Hey, coming up in 60 seconds, I'd like to take you on a tour of what I consider to be a legitimate fountain of youth. I'll be back in a moment as Jim Buchanan's Here, There, and Everywhere continues.
She said love don't come easy. It's a game of give and take.
I don't care what you say anymore. This is my life.
Cool 96.1 KCWD, your greatest hits.
5 months in a row, Toyota's #1 in retail sales, outselling all other brands. And 80% of all Toyotas sold the last 20 years are still on the road. It's no wonder people are buying Toyotas every day. And with free maintenance and national clearance event savings, the time to buy is now. Get 0 APR on 2010 Corolla, or pocket $1,500 cash plus $500 bonus cash, or drive Corolla for $159 a month, 35 months. Labor Day savings end Tuesday.
Welcome back, as Jim is ready to take you there.
For this part of the show, I would like to recommend to you a wonderful place that is well worth the gas money to get there. The world's largest toy museum, located on the Highway 76 music strip in Branson, Missouri, is perhaps a genuine fountain of youth. Now, while you may not literally get younger after taking the grand tour of the millions of toys on display, you will definitely feel younger. Now, before I get too carried away, let me introduce you to my good friend and museum curator, Tom Beck, as he gives you a quick teaser tour.
Welcome to the world's largest toy museum. I'd like to tell you a couple of quick things before you take off on your trip. This is the British Embassy Rolls-Royce 1959 right-hand drive. My wife calls it the Queen's car. It was attached to the British Embassy for many, many years. Jukebox from the 30s, bicycles 40s and 50s. This little bicycle here is a J.C. Higgins put out by Sears between 48 and 51. Of course, you recognize the Western Flyer out of the 50s. The Cadillac is one of my favorites. 1927, it weighs as much as 2 brand new Chevrolet pickups, just under 8,000 pounds. And Papa Bear sitting in there, he came from Silver Dollar City. Took 4 men to put him in there. As you go upstairs, my favorite area, motorcycles, antique fishing, farm toys, 18-wheelers. Down the lower level, The Story of a Christmas Carol, made in New York City, 1935. Back left, another great area, Western, Gene Autry, Roy Rogers, Tom Mix, Dale Evans, and Hopalong Cassidy. On the other side here, we have robots, Ninja Turtles, Superman, Batman, Dick Tracy, cars, trucks, and construction. I love all the action figures as well. Then you'll head into the Harold Bell Wright Museum, the one that wrote Shepherd of the Hills. You'll see his gun collection, saddles, original manuscripts, and a wonderful movie. In fact, Mr. Ronald Reagan, we have his picture over here, when he read Harold Bell Wright's first book called That Printer of Udell's, he accepted Jesus as his Savior. And then the second book, Shepherd of the Hills, is what put Branson on the map. After you come out of the movie, you'll go into Dolls, Disney, Ventriloquism, Shirley Temples, and Barbies, and you'll be back in our gift shop in about 3 or 4 days.
And the funny thing is that Tom's not kidding. As you take your self-guided tour, you can get lost for hours peering into case after case of vintage toys, and no matter what your fancy, Tom most likely has an example of it under his big top. Die-cast cars, action figures like Star Wars, G.I. Joe, Star Trek, the $6 Million Man. The list really does go on and on. And of course, you'll find an incredible assortment of dolls too, from Barbies and Trolls to vintage ones that are Well, simply creepy. Another highlight of the museum is the other museum inside of it. The Harold Bell Wright Museum has an incredible collection of artifacts from the man who penned the Shepherd of the Hills book that made the area famous. Well, eat your heart out, Glenn Campbell. All in all, a trip to the world's largest toy museum is a great way to spend the day strolling down memory lane, one toy box at a time. Well, to learn more about the museum, you can log on to their website at the address you see on the screen, and that is www.worldslargesttoymuseum.com. And boy, that's almost like the world's largest web address too, but it's well worth the trip. Check it out. Hey, coming up in 60 seconds, we'll talk with Ozarks Ghost Research Society founder Rick Breedlove, who shares with us some of the ghostly encounters that have been caught on tape from everywhere.
Jim Buchanan's Here, There, and Everywhere will return in a moment to take you everywhere.
When the day-to-day routine has drained the color right out of you, let Hawaiian Heatwave help you get back your healthy radiance. With state-of-the-art high-pressure, mid-pressure, and standard tanning beds, bronzing beds, a stand-up booth, and the Cabana Mist UV-free tanning system, Hawaiian Heatwave can help you get that golden glow you've always wanted. While you're there, check out their complete line of tanning accelerators, moisturizers, and accessories. With membership programs starting as low as $14.99 per month, the staff at Hawaiian Heatwave will assist in selecting the right plan for you. Hawaiian Heatwave in Harrison.
It's a call none of us want to get. My father was seriously ill and was being placed in the ICU. I was in Dallas and worried about my father's condition as well as the level and quality of care he might be getting. When I arrived in Harrison, I found that the staff of North Arkansas Regional Medical Center had done an outstanding job of quickly evaluating and diagnosing my dad's illness. I was continually impressed with the cleanliness of the facility and the professional and compassionate treatment my dad received. From the emergency care to the critical care unit, then discharge, North Arkansas Regional Medical Center, you are getting it right.
Welcome back and hold on tight as Jim now takes you everywhere.
Well, before we get to the main meat of this final leg of this three-legged dog race I call a show, let me explain what I mean when I say everywhere. Now, the internet is probably the greatest communication and educational tool that man has come across in our entire history. With it, you can learn things, connect with old friends, travel to almost anywhere in the world with just a couple clicks. And with the internet, I've met some of the neatest people doing some of the most interesting things. And that's what this segment is all about. Got it? Good. Now then, one of the more popular shows created by Lone Producer Studios featured the Ozarks Ghost Research Society, or more commonly known as the Ogres. The Case Files program was a lot of fun and had a great run. And while the Ogres have stepped away from the television cameras for some time, they haven't stopped their explorations into the world of the paranormal. In fact, the group has been tossing around some ideas about a new show called Explorations and Encounters, featuring interesting findings from local folks as well as from other ghost hunters from across the country. Ogres founder Rick Breedlove will be up in a moment to share with you a very interesting piece of video proof collected from a group of Indiana-led Ghostbusters, founded by Bob Newkirk. But right now, though, the producers would like to share with you a little clip from the Explorations and Encounters program.
The natural state abounds with locations rich in ghostly tales. Let's join Odie the Ogre as he travels Arkansas to learn about some of these naturally haunting places. Today's journey takes us to the stunning location that serves as a reminder of military history at MacArthur Park. Located in downtown Little Rock, the historic tower building of the old arsenal stands as the lone survivor of its 7 sister structures that were destroyed by war and time. Birthplace of its namesake General Douglas MacArthur in 1880, the building now houses a museum showcasing Arkansas's military heritage and perhaps much more. During the Civil War, Union forces quickly took control of the grounds and used its strategic location along the Arkansas River to establish a stronghold in the state. However, the ravages of war didn't escape the stronghold. Wounded men from both sides of the conflict were brought to the basement area that had been converted into a makeshift hospital. Hundreds of young men shattered by war took their final breath inside the cool and dark rooms. But not before field doctors practiced their archaic and sometimes brutal medical procedures on their broken bodies. Sightings have been documented by local law enforcement as well as the casual museum patron, and include spirits walking along the balconies, as well as the sounds of dancing emitting from the old ballroom. Perhaps the fallen soldiers see no need in letting their condition take away from the good times that can still be had inside the grand structure. We'll be back with more explorations and encounters in a moment.
Explorations and encounters. Fun and informative. Spooky and kooky. Well, as fans of the Ogres noticed, the group's mascot received a bit of a makeover, and that's thanks to the incredible artistic work of a fellow that the producers met on the net. Everywhere else, right? Timothy Barron is a freelance graphic artist who has done many notable works, including illustrations for Christianity Today and Campus Life magazines, as well as numerous other publications. Now, when you get the time, check out more of Tim's work online at timbarron.com. And just for the fun of it, here's another clip featuring the new and improved Odie the Ogre and his pal Zipper.
We'll be back with more explorations and encounters in a moment. But first, let's test your knowledge of fascinating facts with Odie the Ogre. The Irish would bury the corpse of a person suspected of being the victim of a vampire face down. It was theorized that if the individual did indeed become a vampire himself, what would happen when he awoke in his grave? Is it A, he would gnaw on the bottom of a coffin, killing himself by ingesting wooden splinters? B, as he turned into a vampire, his fangs would drive into the coffin, nailing him in forever? Or is the answer C, he would dig himself right down into hell rather than up and out of the grave? We'll bring you the answer in a moment as Explorations and Encounters returns.
So, do you think you know the answer? Well, we'll find out in a few. But first, join me in welcoming Ogres founder Rick Breedlove to the show. Good evening, Rick.
Well, Jim, thanks a lot for having us on here, and that went great. As a matter of fact, we've been busy now throughout this whole entire time speaking and talking to a lot of other ghost hunters from around the country, and one of the things that they've been doing is we've been asking and talking to them, and they've been sending us in all of their footages as long as we've been sending them our footages as well, and just kind of conversing back and forth on what we've experienced and what we've seen over the past years, and what we've had is just a really good time and really good conversations with them. Bob, I'd like to thank him, like you mentioned earlier, he is the founder of the Indie Ghost Hunter Society, and I was talking to him about some of the footage that he's sat there and sent us today. The clip I'm about to show everyone tonight is of the Hannah Mansion baby carriage incident.
Well, the Hannah Mansion baby carriage, we were actually there filming. Well, we weren't really even filming. We were doing a spot for one of the local radio shows here in town, and the DJ and his sidekicks and stuff, we finally had talked them into coming with us. And, we weren't there for real long. That was actually, everybody thinks you have to be someplace all night long. That footage was actually captured about 6:30 in the evening. And what it was, we had set that up because there was they had talked at the Hannah house about a little girl that walked the hallway, and she liked to come into Grandma's room. So that camera is sitting in Grandma's room, looking across the bed out into the hallway. And as you watch the footage, you see one of our investigators and myself come by, because everybody was up in the attic. There was nobody else anywhere in the house. And when I was reviewing that footage and I seen that carriage move, I thought, okay, somebody is playing a trick on me. And I just kept watching and watching and watching. And next thing you know, here comes everybody downstairs. And I went back out there and I checked, we checked the floors to make sure the thing wouldn't move by itself. But that's one of those old style baby carriages that's made out of like the heavy metal. It's almost steel. And I tell you, when I seen that thing, you see it move that little bit and then you see it really move. I just sat here in awe, and I was just kind of like, I don't know whether I can even put this out or not. I don't know if anybody will believe me. But yeah, I was sending out text messages. I was waking people up. I was like, you guys got to check your email and look at this right now.
Well, one of the things I do like about what Bob has sent me on that baby carriage footage is the movement, and you do sit there and see some of his investigators going through. Now, as in, from what we didn't show the viewers to what I've sat there and seen, is I seen the whole entire footage, and I was actually able to see the members be able to walk through. But for running of the television time, we just kind of shortened that down for you folks out there. That way you could sit there and see it. One of the things that people will sit there and talk about this type footage is you don't see the very bottom of the carriage. And that is one of the unfortunate events about that is, so the non-believers out there will debunk it, sit there and say someone was down below moving it. But just like with anything, that's part of the excitement of this, is being able to sit there and catch that and do be able to question it, whether it is real or not. And that is one of the things that, being part of the Ogres, and we do encourage everyone, is to have their own opinions about it and sit there and say, is it haunted or not?
Thanks again to Rick Breedlove of the Ozarks Ghost Research Society. I'm sure we'll be seeing more from you guys and gals as the Halloween season approaches. That's called to tease, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned for more information. Oh yeah, and now the answer to the Explorations and Encounters trivia question.
So, how did you do? The correct answer to our fascinating facts is C. The Irish believed that a newly evolved vampire would be so ambitious that his thirst for blood would encourage him to dig straight to hell. We now return to Explorations and Encounters.
So, how'd you do? Good job. Hey, coming up in 60 seconds, we'll talk about what's coming up on next week's show. Don't go away.
The tradition continues at Homey Hearth Bakery. Specializing in the best quality made-from-scratch breads, cookies, cakes, and pies, it's easy to see why they were recognized in Southern Living magazine and voted #1 bakery in Harrison year after year. All sandwiches are made with one of their many varieties of homemade breads, fresh vegetables, deli cheeses, and quality meats for a mouth-watering combination. Come in for lunch, and as you leave, grab some fresh baked bread, pies, cookies, cakes, or some of their famous cinnamon rolls. Homey Hearth Bakery, 905 North Main Street in Harrison.
I want to ride. I want to ride. I want to ride. I want to ride. I want to ride.
It's never been easier to get on a Honda with fixed financing rates as low as 0.99%. Up to $2,500 in bonus bucks and much more. Right now at your local Honda dealer.
Come see us at 824 North Main in Harrison.
On next week's show, we'll again look a little deeper at some things going on here in the viewing area, as well as taking a little trip to some other places slightly out there. But the big thing I'm looking very forward to sharing with you involves a dark night. And this one isn't a ghost story. Oh, you just gotta love a tease, don't you? I hope you enjoyed this little journey to here, there, and everywhere with me. I'd like to invite you back this same time next week for another 30-minute television journey. And in the meantime, I would love to know what you think about the show. If you would give me a buzz by email at tko8@windstream.net, or you could really make my day by writing me an old-fashioned letter to 500 North Main Street, Suite B, Harrison, Arkansas, 72601. Maybe just make it, Hey Jim, care of TKO8 Television. It'd be fun. Anyway, guys, I'd love to hear from you and see what you guys think about the show. Plus, be sure to get in those audition tapes, everybody. Let's show how talented the folks in this region really are. So, until next time, I'm sure we're going to see each other here, there, and everywhere. Good night.
Jim Buchanan's Here, There, and Everywhere is a Lone Producer Studios production in association with TKO8 Television. To learn more about the show, log on to tko8.com. Here, there, everywhere. That's where you'll find TKO8 Television's Jim Buchanan. Interesting, informative, entertaining, strange, unusual, uplifting, inspirational. All these things and more await you on this 30-minute television journey that'll take you here, there, and everywhere. Broadcasting from TKO8 Studio C, here's Jim Buchanan.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Jim Buchanan's Here, There, and Everywhere. I'm your host and TKO8 News Director, Jim Buchanan, and in this edition of the program, we'll review some of the things going on right here in our area, such as the incredible progress that's been made at the Harrison Skate Park. Also, I made an accidental discovery for this week's talent showcase that completely blew me away right here in town. And for our There segment, I'll take you on a trip to a spot that I really assumed was no longer there. And our final destination on this 30-minute journey will find us at a dead end with everyone's favorite pointed-ear detective. All that and more are coming up in 60 seconds on this edition of Jim Buchanan's Here, There, and Everywhere.
Have a car to sell, a bedroom set, even a herd of goats? This is Shane with the Boone County Spotlight. We make it easy for you to earn some extra cash by advertising in our classified absolutely free. The Boone County Spotlight is mailed free to every household in Boone County twice a month. It's in the mailbox, not in the bushes. With a circulation of over 20,000, it's a great way to sell your stuff. And since it's free, every dime you sell it for, you keep. So go to BooneCountySpotlight.com now and submit your free classified ad. It's easy, it's free, it's Boone County Spotlight.
Welcome back. Let's join Jim as he takes a deeper look at things going on here.
Well, last week leading up to this new show, the TKO8 news cameras truly were all over the place last week. On Monday, TKO8 Care showcased the vitamin store, and then ran into a lot of rain Tuesday morning as we met the folks with the Spending Revolt bus tour. And then on Tuesday and Wednesday, we caught up with the Harrison Chamber of Commerce as they had the opportunity to put their giant scissors to use at Frenzy, the new community garden project, and at AT&T's announcement of 3G service coming to the area. Well, progress at every turn is the way I would categorize that, and adding to all of those things going on here, stories like this next one stand out as another great example of why Harrison is a great place to live, work, and play. After 6 years and a lot of work and dedication, the Harrison Skate Park officially broke ground for the beginning of Phase 1 of the three-phase project. City officials, representatives from Pepsi-Cola, and skateboarding enthusiasts joined skate park committee members to commemorate the event Friday evening. Richard Milner, who has been one of the key players of the project, couldn't hold back his excitement as he reflected on all the time that has passed since the project began.
Oh, we're psyched. I am, and I'm sure all these people here are. It has been 6 years, and we had kids telling us it'll never happen. Well, it's happening within a few weeks. We'll get started on this, and then we can move on to Phase 2. So we're very excited for the city of Harrison and for our kids.
Larry Kaufman with Pepsi was also pleased to represent his company and the part they played in the project thanks to the efforts of the local team.
Pepsi-Cola is glad to be a part of this, and Joe McIntyre with his Harrison Skate Park has worked just extremely hard to get this, and we're proud of her here in Harrison, and I'm glad to be a part of this great community.
This was my first time meeting Joe, and I must admit her energy level alone was motivational. But what made me smile even wider was the sincere appreciation she wanted to show to all of those who made the skate park a reality.
Well, we have a list here of our main sponsors. FedEx Freight jumped right in there with a large chunk of money and kind of inspired a whole lot of other people. The city of Harrison, of course, has designated and donated this property for the purpose of being a skate park. Tony Hawk Foundation, we received the maximum grant that they give in 2008. They only gave 3 of those out in the nation out of 64 applications, and we were one of them. Julie Milner gave a large sum out of her own money.
Another thing about the event that I made a mental note on was all of the happiness that this project was bringing to so many.
Now whenever the new skate park started, it's going to be going on a lot more. Everybody's going to be down here skating.
Now you're going to be the guy who's going to be responsible to make sure the place stays clean, right?
Yeah. No, that's not true. A new park to just hang out and skate and have fun.
I just never thought it would happen, so I'm really excited about it, and I just can't believe it.
After the final proclamation and ceremonial pictures were taken, Richard and Joe wanted to remind everyone that this is only phase 1 for the project, with more great things to come.
Yes, this is just the first phase of what we envision for downtown Harrison. We're now immediately will begin raising funds for phase 2, which will be approximately another $100,000. So we are not finished by any means. We want to make this something the whole community can enjoy and not just the skateboarders, rollerbladers, and bicyclists. So please be generous, give, and let's make downtown Harrison a lot prettier than it is right now.
If anyone, you know, wants to contribute or help somehow, or even just has some information that I might need, you can call my office. It's 870-741-8600, extension 118. I'm Joe McIntyre. I'm the Executive Director of Northwest Arkansas RC&D. We also have a website. It's www.nwarrcd.org.
Again, very big congratulations to the handful of people who made a dream project a reality that will benefit so many. Now, this week's Talent Showcase was an unexpected pleasure. While covering the kickoff fundraiser for the new Enduring Freedom Monument auction last Friday, the event was opened by Harrison Chamber of Commerce liaison Anne-Marie Sullivan singing a beautiful a cappella rendition of the Star Spangled Banner that I had to share this with you.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Thursday, January the 29th, 2026, and it's a whole new day. And as you can see, let's see if I got this right here. No. There. The clock. Yeah, I figured that out. So I was able to put a clock in. So I have a second hand. Why? Because I wanted to hit that top of the hour proper. So anyway, turn that monitor down. Again, continuing to grow the machinations of the podcast, because what's interesting right now is I've got 2 live streams going out, and I don't know exactly how that's going to work or how well. So the 24/7 live stream of AMP Multimedia is happening over here in the Brain Box. Okay, so that's happening. And, oh yeah, more polka. It had to happen. So anyway, from there, then over here, you'll see, sort of, it's not completely in frame. Give a big shout out to my buddy Tom King out in Kentucky.
Tom King, my chorus teacher in high school was Tom King, Thomas King. So this is a different Tom King. Hey, Tom King, John Schneider here. I want to say hi. You're in Kentucky. And that's still cool because he's from Kentucky. Where's Joe? Joe's from Kentucky. And he plays his butt off. So I like Kentucky. You guys take care. Bye.
Starting to look and it's starting to feel like March all over again. She said, "Ooh, there's too much rain."
We want to welcome you all to Branson Loves Louisiana benefit for all of the flood victims down in Louisiana. Thank you for being here for that.
Yes. It is going to be such a fun and exciting night. You're going to feel like you are in John Schneider's living room. It's going to be very informal. And you know, John's living room was underwater just last week. His home, his production studio, has flooded for the second time this year. Just this year. And you know, the nice part is John's able to make the repairs to his home and rebuild, but there's 60,000 other folks that need help and need assistance because their homes are not in the floodplain, and so they don't have FEMA to come in and pay for all the repairs. So tonight, I'm going to ask you to reach deep in your pockets and give very generously because this could be us, and we would hope that someone would come and help us if we had this as well. And so to get things started first, Tom, we are going to watch a video of the flood damage in Louisiana. So if you'll roll the video for us. This is where John lives in Livingston Parish. Amazing. Literally amazing.
You know, the Red Cross said that this was the worst natural disaster in our country since Hurricane Sandy 4 years ago. That's what the people in Louisiana are going through right now. All right. This is going to be the first time we're going to ask you to kind of dig a little deep. Miss Mayor.
Yes, Tom.
Do you have a $100 bill by any chance?
You know, I just so happen to have one.
All right, $100 bill.
That was mine.
Past tense.
Hold on. Does anyone have a $100 bill that I could have, not borrow, because I'm not giving it back to you? Oh, wait. We got one there.
Right down there.
Oh, who's this guy coming on the stage? Hey. Come back.
Wait, take his too.
Come back. I want your $100 bill. Look at this. John Schneider getting things started with a $100 bill. Sorry. It's for a good cause. Okay, we have...
You can tell it's mine because it's wet.
It's kind of muddy too, isn't it? Okay, go ahead, Tom. What are we going to do?
Does anyone else have a $100 bill? How many of you would like to buy this $100 bill for $200?
Here, Tom, put it in the bucket.
All right, we're going to put it in the bucket.
Okay, we're going to pass the buckets around, and even if you don't have $100 bills, dig in your pocket, get your dollars, your $10, your $5, your $20, whatever you have.
Anything is going to help. You all know that. We've had flooding here in the Ozarks as well. You know what that's about. And these people can use your help. And that's why we're here for this, because the Branson community, the Ozarks.
Go ahead and pass those buckets around, folks.
Yeah, pass the buckets around.
And while they're passing the buckets, we are live streaming this concert tonight. So if you are watching online, or if you're here and you don't have any cash or checkbook or whatever, and you still want to give $10, you can text Convoy, CONVOY.
Right.
Did I spell it right?
Yes, you did.
Woo, good.
CONVOY. Convoy.
Yes, you text that word to 50555. That's 3 5s. And that will donate $10 to Convoy of Hope. So we hope that everybody that's watching online.
That's pretty simple.
I know even I can do it.
Yeah, and you folks can do it right here if you want to.
Oh, look at that.
Text
look at those
Convoy
buckets
to
going.
50555.
Wow, look at that.
This is great.
Yes, Miss Jan Clark from the Branson Independent. Are you giving $100 right now? But if you need to write a check,
Madam
awesome.
Mayor, look who's behind you.
Oh, Johnny Lee.
Johnny.
Woo!
Johnny Lee. Thank you.
Man.
Good seeing you.
Thank you, darling. Mwah.
Johnny will be out later,
if you are
too.
writing a check, you can write the check to Convoy of Hope. And when we break for intermission tonight, they will have the buckets at the door again. So, again, give very generously. The thing I love about this community, Tom,
Yeah.
they are always there.
They have always been there. The number of fundraisers that the Branson community takes part in, the Ozarks as a whole, it happens time and time again, and you people step up to the line time and time again. So thank you for all that you do, and we appreciate you being here.
Yes.
And those
Thank you
people
so
in Louisiana are going to appreciate you being here as well.
Thank you so much. And also, just to let you know that at intermission, there's going to be a silent auction out front. If you haven't already stopped by there, please stop by. There's really cool stuff like an airline ticket.
Right. Mickey Gilley autographed basket. There's all kinds of things out in the lobby that you can put a bid on a silent auction. We'll have some live items to auction. Also, John has a booth back there, kind of in the middle. You can see it. He has some of his CDs, DVDs as well, and other things that you can purchase. And I think he's going to sign things later.
They're all $20, and he will sign them after the show if you.
Yeah, but you want to get them before the show is over.
Yes.
And he'll sign them then afterwards.
There's only so many. For me, darling? Oh my gosh, this is a $5,000 check. Sweet.
Okay, who's that $5,000 check from?
That's from Summer Winds Resort. Our friends Pat Joyce.
Look at
Thank you so much. Always steps up. Look at these guys. They are not missing a beat by running up here and
All right.
There you go. Awesome. Thank you so much, Pat Joyce. Okay.
All right, you want to mention some of the sponsors now?
Let's do.
I think that's what we should do. Thank some of the people who have helped make this possible tonight. And I'm going to read it right off of this piece of paper.
That way you don't forget anybody because, you know, you are getting older. I'm the comedy for the night.
Like wine. Like
Where's
wine.
My drum? Where's my drum? Where's my... I
All right.
know I
I
said
haven't forgotten how to read
old.
just because I got older.
I should have gotten a broom.
Convoy of Hope. Starlight Theater.
Woo!
Summer Winds Resort.
Woo!
Cox Medical Center in Branson.
Woo!
HCW.
Woo!
Home Depot.
Woo! They gave us those great orange buckets.
Clear Marketing.
Woo!
Arkansas Wins 2016.
Woo!
Bill and Lisa Killian.
Woo!
And Branson Cigar Company.
Woo!
And all the businesses who have helped make this possible and have donated so many of the items that you'll see for the silent auction. Thank you, one and all.
Let's give them all a big round of applause.
Yeah. Okay, Madam Mayor, what do you think? What do we have coming up next?
Well, it's my honor and my privilege to welcome to the stage our very own Branson recording artist who is climbing the charts every day, who walked the red carpet this year at the CMA Awards, and I am so proud to call him friend and welcome him to the stage. Please put your hands together for Jason Pritchett and the Steel Horses.
Jason!
Down around you like a Cat 5 hurricane. And soon you'll like a wildfire, burn you up in a haunted flame. 'Cause it'll make you stronger, better than before. You think the worst is over, then that wolf comes howling right outside your door. Come on. You gotta be ready to stand, ready to fight. Pull the trigger in the middle of the night, 'cause life comes at you fast. Well, it's 24/7 up in your face. You gotta live with it every day. 'Cause life comes at you. Life comes at you fast. Kick it. It'll come rising up against you. It don't matter who you are. The preacher and the farmer, the big screen movie star. Never see it coming. You never hear the sound. Like my old man told me, there ain't no quitting, there ain't no backing down. You gotta be ready to stand, ready to fight. Well, it's 24/7 up in your face. You gotta live with it every day, 'cause life comes at you. Life comes at you fast. Play one more. Gotta be ready to stand, ready to fight. Pull the trigger in the middle of the night, 'cause life comes at you fast. Well, it's 24/7 up in your face. You gotta live with it every day, 'cause life comes at you. There's nowhere to run to. Life comes at you fast. Come on. You guys are ready to have a good time tonight. Make some noise if you're feeling good right here in Branson, Missouri. Yeah! Come on, help me out now. Here we go. Hey. Come on now, I can see you way in the back row and you ain't clapping. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Time goes by, you gotta make it last. It's a one-way ride, honey. You gotta make it last. Ain't nobody got no plans to settle down. All we're living for is right here and right now. We got our hands up, rocking like a ball, rolling with the flow, popping like a 4th of July. So drink it all. Sip, taste it on your lips, every single drop of life. Says we're gonna live this never-ending summer like we're just growing younger. Who feels like growing younger tonight? Come on, man. Today, don't care if we stay out all night. Let down your hair, honey. It's all gonna be alright. Ain't nobody here to tell us what to do. All I got is you got me and I got you. We got our hands up, rocking like a boat, rolling with the flow, popping like a 4th of July. And drinking all up, every little sip, taste it on your lips, every single drop of life. 'Cause we're gonna live this never-ending summer like we're just growing younger. Come on, play one, John. Cause we got our hands up, rocking like a boat, rolling with the flow, popping like a 4th of July. Come on. Yeah. So drink it all up,
Every little sip, taste it on your lips. Every single drop of line. Play one, John. We got our hands up, rocking like a boat, rolling with the flow, popping like a 4th of July. So drink it up, every little sip, taste it on your lips, every single drop of line. Yeah. 'Cause we're gonna live this never-ending summer. 'Cause we're gonna live this never-ending summer like we're just growing younger. We're just growing younger. We're just growing younger. Thank you all so much. How about a hand for the steel horses back here? Come on now. Man, we're so excited about being here. Mayor Karen Best called me this week and she said, we got a really special event coming up Sunday night, and we'd love for the steel horses to play and be a part of it. Man, we are so honored to be here. And y'all, I'm so proud of Branson for what they do and what they stand for. Give Branson a big old round of applause. You bet. This is a song right here we just started playing about 2 nights ago, so it should be interesting. Every time I fall, I get back up again. Cinch my saddle up, find me another wind. Let it take me where it wants to go. Another one-horse town, another damned old rodeo. I know this life is crazy, but I'll be home soon, baby. I'll ride in on a sunny day, sing you a song, steal your heart away like a cowboy. Hang my hat like I'm here for a while, kick off my boots, drive you wild like a cowboy. Baby, I know I can't stay long. Wake up, I'll be gone. Till then, I'll hold on like a cowboy. Like a cowboy. Let's play around, boys. Like a cowboy. Like a cowboy. Like a cowboy.
steal your heart away like a cowboy. Hang my hat like I'm here for a while, kick off my boots, drive you wild like a cowboy. Baby, I know I can't stay long. Wake up, I'll be gone. Till then, I'll hold on like a cowboy. Like a cowboy. Thank you so much. We got one more song for you, and there's a little tune in the middle of it. I hope you guys recognize what it is. You guys ready? Here we go. Yeah, I like to run with the old dogs, learn bad habits from my pawpaw. I got an in with an outlaw, and I can only sing like a talk, y'all. I like to smoke from my left hand, crank it out, stomp in a bar band, firing up another when the song ends, and hanging out here with my new friends. Yeah, I'm the son of the sound, that redneck mama have hippie. Talk how to talk straight, not back for my little white bucket of whipping. I like catfish cooking on a creek bank, and you can't find it in the city. Y'all, I ain't just whistling Dixie. We are in the middle of Branson, Missouri, and I know we got some rednecks out there, right? Come on, make some noise. We got some rednecks out there tonight. Yeah. Well, we ain't scared of a shotgun. Folks around here, we all got one. Don't give a dang or a dadgum if you don't like where I come from. I got a girl from down home, even better without a thing on. Jump in, you better hang on. Hurry up, yeah. I'm the son of the sound, that redneck mama have me there. Talk how to talk straight, now back for my little white bucket of whipping. I like catfish cooking on a creek bank, and you can't find it in the city. Y'all, I ain't just whistling Dixie. Well, I'm the son of the sound, that redneck mama have hippie. Taught how to talk straight, now back for my little white bucket of whipping. I like catfish cooking on a creek bank, that you can't find in the city. Y'all, we ain't just whistling Dixie. Oh, whistling Dixie. Our special guest tonight, I guarantee he's whistling Dixie, right? One more time, the Steel Horses, yeah! Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Thank you so much, I appreciate that. Tell you what, boys. I was driving in tonight, and I pulled in the back parking lot. There's a guy waiting for me at the back door. He said, I'm kind of a singer. I got a guitar on my back, and I'd like to play in your band. So he had this flowing, feathery hair, or at least he did way back when. He even pulled his shirt up and showed me his six-pack, which was kind of weird, but he's got a six-pack, and he said he was a model at one time, and he would jump in and out of a car, and, you know, kind of like Superman's dad, right? Yeah.
So I don't know. I thought we'd give him a shot for tonight. What do y'all think back there, boys? Y'all, man, this is a pretty exciting night for me. I'm not gonna lie, because I grew up with this, watching these guys on TV, and when we were called to do this is a cool honor. I'm so excited to introduce to the stage Bo Duke, Mr. John Snyder. Come on, make some noise for John. He's got good taste, that's all there is to it.
So great. Yeah, we coordinated our wardrobe. We did. I'm going to put my... No, that's not going to work. I have to put my water and my medicine somewhere. Wait a minute, let's put it down here. You got to play the guitar, Joe. You can't handle it. Oh, look at this. We're gonna do a couple songs that way back when these guys were wondering why their parents were listening to country music on the radio. Dad, Mom, that's when my stuff was on the radio. And hey! I'm so honored that you're here because I can't tell you how many times people say, well, I didn't know you sang. Then I sing a song like this, and they go, oh, was that, did you cover that song? I said, no, I didn't cover, that was my song. Where's the sound here? But it'll sound better if you can't hear me play. I never played on any of the records, and here's why. You'll find the button. I'm just going to go. I've been to California, where the ladies look so fine. They can take a long-haired country boy and softly bend his mind. Don't I sound just like me? Made love in New York City, where they dress in silk and pearls. Oh, but Lord, I swear there's nothing anywhere that's better than you country girls. Yeah, 'cause country girls are sweeter than Tupelo honey. And country girls warmer than a Georgia sun. Yeah, they know how to touch you, know how to love you, take you right out of this world. And I'm so glad that God made country girls. There's women in Chicago in their high-rise penthouse rooms with fine champagne and other things you could drown in their perfume. But I'll take a night down in Branson, just looking out across the bay, with a country girl lying next to me, taking my breath away. Country girls are sweeter than Tupelo honey. And country girls warmer than a Georgia sun. Yeah, they know how to touch you, know how to love you, take you right out of this world. And I'm so glad that God made country girls. Yeah, I'm so glad that God made you country girls. What? What happened?
I'll give you mine.
Oh no, now they're going to be able to hear it.
Oh, you're on.
Whoa! Oh, jeez! Stop that! That was a #1 country song. By God, yeah. What? Oh, there are children here. What did one casket say to the other casket? Is that you coughing? Yeah. This was, to me, country music is, well, any kind of music, really. It's about a story. I've always loved really good stories. That's why I enjoyed all the Johnny Cash's stuff and had great, great stories. This is not a Johnny Cash song. This was a song that I recorded years and years ago. Me and my pet pterodactyl, we went to the... Joe called this earlier. He thinks it's the perfect country song, and I agree. All I did was find it. I did not write it. I found it and sang it, and it goes like this. I don't need someone for new inspiration. Don't need a strong drink or two. No soft lights, no music, or warm conversation. There's no substitution for you. 'Cause I've got all that I need to be happy. Your love makes everything right. You're the first thing that I'll need tomorrow, and the last thing I needed tonight. You're the last thing I needed. You always are. I can't wait for the day to end. You're the last thing I needed to hold in my arms. If I should never wake up again, I'll always find you somewhere in my dreams. I know when I close my eyes, you're the first thing that I'll need tomorrow, and the last thing I needed tonight. You're the first thing that I'll need tomorrow, and the last thing I needed tonight. Thank you. keep it. I got a hell of a collection of this stuff. You going to be around and you want me to keep it? Okay, all right.
Hope you'll understand. Every time I tried to tell you, the words just came out wrong. So I have to say I love you in a song. Yeah, I know it's kind of strange, but every time I'm near you, I just run out of things to say. Hope you'll understand. Every time I try to tell you, the words just came out in a song. Joe. Every time the time was right, all the words just came out wrong. So I have to say I love you in a song. Yeah, I know it's kinda late. Hope I didn't wake you, but there's something that I just gotta say. Hope you'll understand. Every time I tried to tell you, the words just came out wrong. So I have to say I love you in a song. Just once. This is it.
That's all I wanna do. From the first time we met, I knew I had a never-ending song about
Thank you. I got that from Dean Martin. There's really just water in here. That was the Robitussin. I'm gonna tell you a story. How'd you like it? That you won't believe, but I fell in love last Friday evening with a girl I saw on a barroom TV screen. Well, I was just getting ready to get my hat when she caught my eye. So I put it back, and I ordered myself a couple of more shots and beers. Then I fell in love with a roller derby queen. Round and round, she rolled round and round. She the meanest hunk of woman that anybody ever seen. Down in the arena, she was 5'6", 215, bleached blonde bomber with a streak of mean. She knew how to muscle and she knew how to bustle and fight. Well, the roller derby program said she was built like a refrigerator with a head. The fans called her Tuffy, but all her buddies called her Spike. The night that I fell in love with my roller derby queen, round and round she rolled. This before cable. She the meanest hunk of woman that anybody ever seen. Way down in the arena, Joe. Well, I could not help but fall in love with this heavy-duty woman I've been singing of. 'Cause things were kinda shaky till the day she skated into my life. Well, she might be nasty, she might be fat, but I never met a person who would tell her that. She's my bleached blonde bomber, she's my heavy Branderson mama. The night that I fell in love with my roller derby queen, round and round she rolled round and round. She the meanest hunk of woman that anybody ever seen. We're down in the arena, round and round, roll round and round, round and round, roll round and round, round and round she rolled round and round and round. One more time. It's there somewhere. That's two more times. Go for it. Yay! Yeah, that's fantastic. Where'd my capo go? My capo went away. Somewhere during this song. I'll sing a song, but go get it. Hush, don't talk now. It won't change anything anyhow. Thank you. Just hold me while the shadows bring us near. Bring us near, not bring us near. Okay, bring us near. I know you're not in love with me. I'm not asking you to be. I had no idea he was this silly. And there's no use pretending while we're here. You don't need to try and fool me. You don't need to lead me on. You don't need to say you love me, 'cause I've been around enough to know. Wait, don't, it's my favorite part. Don't tell a lie. I'm gonna play it again. Don't tell a lie, 'cause I just might believe it tonight. Where is it? Oh, and I know you're only trying to ease your mind. Seamless. Don't you worry, 'cause it's all right. Low notes. I don't care if it's wrong or it's right. Just hold me close and love me one more time. You don't need to try. It's in the high part. Need to try. You don't need to try. You don't need to lead me on. You don't need to say you love me, 'cause I've been around enough to know. You don't need to say you love me, 'cause I've been around enough to know. Yeah. That's high up there. Need to say. I can't tell you what we had to do to get that note when we recorded that song. It still hurts. Suffice it to say, there are two capos on this stage.
Where do you think that one came from? That was my guitar case.
Is that what you call it? I do want to thank you folks for being here. The people in Louisiana have had a hell of a couple of days. It's really been something. And as Karen intimated earlier, when we had our 100-year flood in March, we figured it wasn't our problem anymore. They're calling this the 1,000-year flood, as meteorologists are wont to do. So I'm hoping we don't have the 1,001st year flood, but so you'll know what's going on there is imagine having to go into your house like right now, as soon as this concert is over, or right now, leave right now, go to your house and have to mark a chalk line and cut all of your drywall out from 5 feet down. Take out all the insulation everywhere in your first floor from 5 feet down and bring it somehow to the curb along with your refrigerator, your chest of drawers, your television, your stereo, everything that you had. You bring that to the front, and now when you're done with that, you've got to somehow put all that insulation and drywall back and try to get some semblance of the life that you had yesterday. That's what's going on in Louisiana right now. This is water that, it's not water that started over here and went over there. It's water that started up there, and it started down there, and it started up there, and it started down there when the wind was blowing from the south in the Gulf, and it just rose up and took everything that everybody, 90% of the people in Livingston Parish were affected by this flood. And 90%, it's unbelievable. And the other folks are those folks that you hear about when a tornado, you have tornadoes come through here. You hear about, well, a tornado took that house and this house and like skipped over houses for some reason. The only people that weren't affected were not affected for some reason. No one has any idea. It's not because they built houses 10 feet up in the air. It's just because the wind, the current, who knows? Somehow it missed them. We have an amazing sheriff there. Jason Ard has been fantastic. We have a wonderful parish president, Leighton Ricks, who has been fantastic. And I need you to know this. Leighton and his wife Susan live in a town called Denham Springs. You saw Denham Springs up there. Well, Denham Springs is not in the floodplain, so there is no reason whatsoever to have flood insurance in Denham Springs. So no one in that picture you saw had flood insurance. So these folks, young people, almost pointed at me. That's why I have a beard. I don't have to look in the mirror in the morning. I brush my teeth with my eyes closed. But folks who, we have many, many friends. Alicia and I play golf. We play golf with a wonderful guy named Robert. He and his wife just retired, just built a house next to a golf course in Livingston Parish, and the golf course was devastated by this, and so was their house. They had just 6 months ago retired. They had just gotten the opportunity to put their feet up on a chair and say, "A life well lived, honey, I love you, let's have a beer." That's what they did, and a week ago, this weather took everything they have. I have no idea, nor does Robert and his lovely wife, what they're going to do. No idea. So that's what this is for. You cannot buy. You can't. Somebody asked me a week ago, well, almost a week ago, what can we do? And if you showed up with wheelbarrows of money, it would not have helped people take their drywall out. Now, wheelbarrows of money, is it barrels or barrows? Barrows. That's so strange. Wheelbarrows. A wheelbarrow. Is it barbed wire or barbed wire? Is it grilled cheese or grilled cheese? Anyway, iced tea? These are things I wonder about while the water is rising. Cold beer. Cold beer. But right now what these folks need, nobody has drywall in their budget. Nobody has, especially if you're retired, nobody has drywall screws and trim and paint and tape and mud and floating and all this stuff. No one ever thought that they would be doing that at 70, 75 years old. So that's where this money's going. So it's much appreciated. I promise you that the folks here will send it wisely and spend it wisely. Yeah. So thank you. This was a number one. Linda told me to put this on. Karen told me to put this on. Karen told Linda to tell me to put this on. We're going to do one more song, and I think we're going to go to an intermission. My God, is it that quick? We'll do 2 more songs. Heck with it. You know you shouldn't be here. What am I supposed to do? Don't you know I've found a new love? I'm trying to be true. Didn't you say we were over? Why do you keep hanging on? You're no longer welcome. Can't you just leave us alone? What's a memory like you doing in a love like this? She thinks we're all through, but that's not the way it is. When I hold her in my arms, it's your lips I still kiss. What's a memory like you doing in a love like this? Don't you know it would hurt her to find you here with me? Why make me remember the way we used to be? Can't you see that she can love me the way you never could? I really want to love her. Ain't it time you left for good? What's a memory like you doing in a love like this? She thinks we're all through, but that's not the way it is. When I hold her in my arms, it's your lips I still kiss. What's a memory like you doing in a love like this? What's a memory like you doing in a love like this? Yay! Thank you. There's a lot of cue cards up here on the floor, and I can't hardly see them. Let's try oh God.